Beautiful soul, have you ever wanted to speak to angels? Do you believe angels can support you in your daily life? If this is you, go onto my website, theangelmedium.com, and sign up for our email list. As a gift for signing up, I'm going to send you 31 healing meditations that if you do daily, they're going to help you tap into your angels and your own intuition. Start using these today and you'll start to see changes in 31 days. Now take a deep breath. Ask your angels to surround you with love, fill you with joy, infuse you with ease. And remember, your angels say that any messages that resonate with you in today's episode are meant just for you. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your host and author, Julie Jancius, and today we're here with beautiful, beautiful stories from Janet. Now, Janet has had an experience where she has lost a lot of people close to her in her life in a very, very short period of time. But it's really brought her to an awakened space spiritually. And I'm really excited to hear your stories today, Janet.
Thank you so much, Julie. I'm so excited to share them.
Good. I'm going to let you take away your first one.
Okay. So this is definitely one of my most unique angel stories. It happened this past November. So I was at work. I was feeling really just sick. I had stomach cramps. I was just in a lot of pain. So I did what we do nowadays. I ordered ibuprofen from Amazon, get it direct delivered that night. So I get home and I'm like, I'm going to lay in bed and just try and calm down until this pain reliever comes. And I'm laying in bed and all of a sudden I see in my mind's eye this woman standing in front of me. And she's in what looks like a European square, sunny, gorgeous day. She had dark hair. Her hair was in a scarf. And she looked, at first I was like, is this like a relative of mine? Like a Jewish German relative of mine? Because she seemed so just comfortable seeing her. Like it didn't scare me. And she started to tell me, she was like, shake out your arms, release the tension in your body, and take deep breaths. So I started shaking out my body, taking deep breaths, and I noticed the pain started to subside. And then I was like, who are you? Like, who are you? And she said, my name is Uriel. And I was like, I do not, you mean Ariel? Like, I've never heard Uriel. That is such, like, I've never heard it. She said Uriel, and she spelled it, and she said, Uriel. And then she disappeared. So immediately I'm like, what is this name? So I look it up and it's a Hebrew name. So I was like, okay, was this an ancestor? And then everything after that was like Uriel Archangel. So even to this day, I'm like, did I imagine that? Was that actually Uriel, the Archangel? Like, who was that? But her advice worked, and it at least eased the pain I was feeling until I received pain reliever, which is so bizarre. I know.
That's amazing. I love it. So tell everybody one more time, like, what was her advice that she told you to do?
She told me to shake my body. So like shake out the tension. And she's like, rub your arms, shake out the body. And then she was like, take slow, deep breaths. So I did that and it worked, or at least it was helping me, just with the pain that I was feeling for these cramps, basically. And
That's
it was
amazing.
just so random. I still like can't believe, and I still don't know. I mean, I think it was Uriel, the actual angel, but I still don't know, why I saw her that day, or, it's just surreal. It was just a surreal experience because I had never seen anyone like that who I hadn't known. So it was just really interesting, to say the least.
That's fascinating. I love that. Okay, I'm going to let you share your next one too.
Okay, so my next angel story, this one is just wild to me. But so when my mom passed, she was in hospice. And when she passed, you have to call the hospice nurse to come and confirm basically that the individual had passed. So the hospice nurse comes. We can see her pull into the driveway because we could see it from my mom's room. And then she comes in, we're talking, and I noticed her truck started to move. Like started to move down the driveway. And I was like, your truck's moving. There's, a man in your truck moving your truck down the driveway. And her face goes pale and she runs out to her car. She makes sure the parking brake's on, whatever. She comes back in and she says, "That's my husband's truck. And he passed 4 months ago." And like, we both started tearing up. We both started crying. And I was like, "I'm so sorry. I totally understand." Like, we both thought, I don't know if he was there with my mom or if he was like a greeter for her, but it was just bizarre. I saw someone sitting in her truck, and it just so happened that, she had lost her husband and that was his truck and she was driving it for work. And I just thought that was just such an odd experience, more than just coincidence. And there's been a lot of those scenarios that have kind of happened since my mom's passing, and slightly before. So I think about that hospice nurse routinely, like every month, because I think of that situation and just what she went through and how we kind of bonded over these losses. And then again, just that bizarre experience that I witnessed.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I have things to say about this, but I want to kind of walk through the rest of your stories.
Okay. So I will say, the day my mom passed, she, I was really hell-bent on being with her. I was working like crazy. So the day she passed, fortunately, I was with her. And the song that was playing, because we had music playing as she was like, in her final days. And the song when she passed that was playing was "See You in September." I don't know if you're familiar with it. So she passes, and I didn't have any visitation dreams with her, which I thought was kind of surprising. I kept having visitation dreams with my grandmother, her mother, and my grandmother kept saying, "She's not ready to see you yet. Like, she's coming, but she's not ready to see you yet."
I'm like trying to show you this. Like, I wrote this down at the beginning. Mom, dash her mom.
Oh my God.
Line to arrow. Mom's sick. Thank you. And so I'm going to go into all of this, but I wanted you to see that because I didn't know. I didn't know what you were going to come on and say.
Okay. Your handwriting looks shockingly similar to hers. Like, very similar. So that is really
get out of here.
That's wild. Yeah, she had suffered from Alzheimer's for about 6 or 7 years. So it was a long, horrible illness for sure. So that song was playing when she passed. My grandmother kept coming in visitation dreams saying, she's not ready to see you. Like, she'll see you when she's ready. And lo and behold, that end of September, I have a visitation dream with my mom, the first one. And I saw her, we were in our house, and she was standing in a doorway between the kitchen and the family room, just glowing, gorgeous. I immediately saw her and I started crying, and I told her, "I'm so sorry for everything that you went through. I hope you're okay. Are you okay?" She said, "Yes, I'm okay. Yes, I love you." I told her I loved her. I did ask her a question because I'm very cognizant in those visitation dreams. I said, "Is it everything that you thought it would be?" And she said, "Yes and no," which I thought was interesting. And then I woke up. And when I woke up, my phone must have been going through like a system update, but it was bright white and it said Halo, which I was like freaking out. I was like, okay, this was a visitation from my mom. And then I looked up Halo and it's German hello. And my mother was German Jewish. So I was like, what are the odds that as soon as I wake up at 3 o'clock from that dream, my phone showing that. So, and I always look at my mom as an angel of mine. So, yeah, I just thought that was just too coincidental.
Yeah, no, that's totally her coming through and just validating for you that that is her presence. Oh, I love these stories, Janet. Keep going.
Thank you. Oh, let me see. Okay. Let me think. So I will say, since my mom passed, after that visitation dream, I did go see a medium for my first time. I will say I was raised a very strict Lutheran background. We did not talk about any of this stuff. It was very, just not a part of how we were raised, which that's why I kind of wondered when my mom said it is similar or it is what she thought, but no, I wonder if she had some revelations when she got to the other side that she wasn't expecting based on our upbringing, but I could be wrong. But I went to see a medium and she was just like, your mother's coming in. She's like, again, and I take everything I learn with a grain of salt, but it really spoke to me. She said, your mother's coming in. She's very proud of you. And she said, she said she's very busy on the other side, but she's like, you come from a line of mediums. And I was like, no, I did not know that. Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, no. She's like, did your mom ever talk about anything like happening to her? And I was like, no, she was very like shut off from that. I had heard she had an experience when she was younger that kind of scared her, that blocked her away from things. But no, she never spoke about anything else. And she's like, no, she's like, that may have deterred her, but she's like, you come from a line of, I guess, gifted individuals in your family. And I was like, just blown away by that. But then I found your podcast and started listening to your meditations and started to get more in tune with my spirituality. And I was like, maybe, not only are we all gifted in our own way, but maybe what she said is actually 100% true. So that was a fascinating experience for me, to say the least.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay. So do you have kids, Janet?
I do not. I have dogs who are my kids.
Okay.
But no kids.
Do you see yourself having a family in the future?
I think so. I've definitely thought about it, and so I think so.
Okay, because it's definitely like what she was showing me at the very beginning, and what I kind of want to walk you through is she obviously it's your free will decision, right? But I keep seeing this little girl that is your daughter and her coming through, because what she was showing me is a different thread of energy that she wants you to know doesn't continue, which is her Alzheimer's, because she keeps talking about you kind of having this fear. Do you have the sister as well?
I do.
Okay. Mm-hmm. She just said your sister has this too, of just it's a PTSD energy when we live with somebody who's gotten so sick or has been through so much, and then we take on this overwhelming fear that's just in our auric field and comes into our bodies. That's just this kind of panicked what if, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
absolutely.
So your mom looked at you and your sister, just like when we first hopped on the call, and tell her this line of energy doesn't continue. Okay.
Oh my God. That's wonderful to hear, because we are so terrified of that, for sure.
I want you to do everything in your power. I want you to I think there's different things that we can do to help that, right? And just make sure that you're doing that. And I always say, always go see your medical doctor, because I'm not a medical person whatsoever. But what she's giving you is the energy that you need to see, that the energy of the Alzheimer's stops with her and doesn't continue. I want you to hear me when I say this, that what she says, because I believe that we do manifest and we co-create our future. So if we have this paralyzing fear within us, what if I'm going to have this one day? What if I pass this down to my kids? It can actually block you from bringing in that family life. Does that make sense to you?
That does, because I think about that all the time. I'm not young in my 20s. I'm not old, but I'm not young in my 20s. And I'm like, well, if I have kids now, what if I get Alzheimer's at the same time my mom got Alzheimer's? Oh my God, I'll have Alzheimer's by the time they're 20. Like, I don't want to put anyone else through that. So that is definitely like a fear I have for sure.
Yeah. She doesn't want that to deter you. She said, you have to live your life. She said, and you need to visualize her life plan as being that she knew that she was going to come in and that this was going to end with her, but that she was willing to make that sacrifice and to come in to kind of break that family lineage so that it didn't continue on. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm blown away by that.
Friend, if the idea of connecting to your angels and changing your life using your very own spiritual gifts sounds amazing and is deeply resonating with you today, I want you to go on my website and check out my angel membership. Registration is open. Sign up today and you'll get access to new course content and events each week and a private community. Members love how everything you need for your spiritual awakening is all in one place. Sign up today. Angel membership. It's incredibly healing. Also, the winner of this month's free reading with me is in the show notes below. Leave a 5-star positive review of my podcast or book, and you could be next month's winner. Lastly, check out the upcoming events page on my website, theangelmedium.com, because we have a lot of upcoming events that I know you're going to be interested in. So she wants you to see that. She wants you to visualize that anytime the fear thoughts come in. She also, so are you not with someone?
I am.
You are.
We've been married for 14 years since we got married when we were basically kids, 20 years old. So we've been married a long time.
Okay, perfect. Because what I was going to tell you is that she comes in saying everything that your heart wants, she wants for you. And that she is just working on the other side to bring that into you. Okay. So it's not a matter of like, if they listen, we have lived thousands of past lives. We have hundreds, if not thousands of children on the other side, and none of us can bring through all of them in this lifetime. So if you chose, like, I just don't think it's for us and our family, that's okay. She's not pushing you to. She just doesn't want her sickness, that disease, to be the reason that you make that choice. Does that make sense?
Yes,
okay.
That does.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. The other thing that she keeps showing me is, so who's the younger female who passed before her time?
My niece. So she passed when she was 12 in December 2019. So it was like my niece passed and then my mom passed that February in 2020. So it was just a wild 3 months. I think that's who.
Yeah.
Okay.
And who passed from cancer?
My uncle this past in the summer of 2020, I think. That could be who that is. Oh,
Okay.
or it could be my grandmother. She,
Well, it's your
okay, if
uncle
it's
because
okay.
it's more recent. Your grandmother is standing right next to your mom, but she says that you hear from her all the time, and she's kind of making space for other messages to come through.
That
Um,
would make sense.
I want to start with your niece, though. Talk to me about how she passed.
So it was ruled, she had a virus. So it was like she got sick, or she felt sick on like a Thursday. And then by that Saturday, she was gone. So it was like the virus went up into her heart. I think they said they ruled it as microcarditis, but it was just before COVID. So I know there's been some debate, like, did she actually have COVID that pushed the sickness? But she basically passed due to this virus getting to her heart.
Um, I'm like,
And she was
spirit.
phenomenal. She was such an ahead of her time, beautiful little girl. Like, she just was wonderful. Like, I felt totally, connected to her and my other niece. I just felt very connected to, personality wise, we'll put it that way.
Um, I don't know. I don't completely understand the difference between Alzheimer's and dementia. Because with Alzheimer's, like, was your mom still cognizant? Because she keeps showing me she knew that your niece had passed.
So she wasn't cognizant at that time. She wasn't talking, but it would not surprise me if she just knew, because we were talking about it. When it
Okay.
happened, my dad felt terrible about it, and we were still caretaking for her. So,
But was there something that happened with mom? Because she's trying to get to something here. Um, Was there something where after your niece passed, mom's health more rapidly deteriorated because she keeps snapping her fingers? And
yes.
so, what I want you to see here is that what your mom is trying to say is, even though you might not have known she was cognizant of your niece's passing, she did know. And she
Oh.
makes me feel like before she got sick, like that, because I can see through your mom's eyes, her like holding your niece, her being around your niece, like playing with
Really?
her. Yes. So just know that like has this deep love for her, because she keeps talking about how she passed of a broken heart, and that
Oh my
um
God. Oh my God. That gives me like chills. Because that just gives me chills. Because yeah, she did end up passing because of her heart. And I will say, this is my husband's sister's daughter, but we are, very close. Like I said, we've been married for so long. They lived, in the city nearby, not too far. And it was like my niece passed. And then things moved really rapidly for my mom and her getting into hospice. And then, like I said, it was, my niece passed December 3rd, and then my mom passed February 8th. So it was like really just, yeah, quick. We'll put it that way.
know that she's close to her from the other side, and has done a lot of work to just help your niece make those connections
Mm-hmm.
with people here. Um, Almost, and I've never understood this, but your mom is bringing it through in a way that I have never seen before.
Okay.
You know how, and they say this more with celebrities, but you see it all the time, like just in your personal life, where they say people pass in threes.
Yes. Yes.
There
I
is
definitely see that connection for sure.
There's something that your mom keeps bringing through where she said, just like when we like to go through things together here on earth because we need the support, like we have bridesmaids in a wedding, and it's nice to go through college graduation with somebody who's as crazy fearful as you are of what the unknown is after college. There's things that we like to go through together. We have partnerships in this lifetime because it's hard to move through this life alone. She said we pass together sometimes as souls to help one another through. And she said, I needed you to understand this and to hear this because all of them are helping one another to kind of go through this transition where they're not alone, right? They're able to go through it on a conscious level together.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, that really just warms my heart because, my niece passing so young, and then, like I said, it was just like a domino effect of, passings after that, and then my niece who passed, her dad is the one who passed this past summer. So I know he's hopefully, I would assume, is with her as well, but I believe he is. But it's just been a wild roller coaster to say the least the past 2 years with losing people. So,
but know that they're coming through together to really bring through this message to both you and your husband that you can't live your life dictated based on the stories of others that have come before you. You have to live this life for the two of you, for yourselves. And so what they're really asking you to kind of take into consideration is, without thinking about your mom's illness, without thinking about your niece's passing, what is it that the two of you really want for yourselves? And your mom looked at you just straight in the eyes and said, whatever you choose, we're behind you 120%. But you have to make this decision for you and not based on any PTSD from what's happened before.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I want to talk too for a second about work. What is it that you do?
I'm an accountant.
Are you?
So I'm a numbers person by day. And then, like I said, I've just had a lot of strange experiences for the last year, but they've all been really wonderful. So, but yes, I'm very much a realist. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. I'm a firm believer that, whether it comes to your job or your partner in life or your parents, or a friend, no one thing is going to complete all of us, right?
No, for sure.
And so it's not like you have to leave accounting, but if that other medium was correct, if you wanted to learn more about this work or healing in some way or do some of that work yourself, you could totally open that within you.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. And then just see where it goes. Like, you don't have, you can use it for yourself. It's amazing to be able to go through your life and say, okay, I know what that sign is. Okay, I know what it means when they come through and show me that message. It's amazing to learn how to work with them and communicate with them just for yourself. Because life can be hard. Makes it a little easier.
For sure. And that's like the connection I'm missing is like the explanation as to why things are happening. So I definitely need to take time and really open that door to explore that some more.
That's awesome. You've got this. You can totally do this.
Thank you.
Yes. And just a shameless plug over here. If you want to do that, like the angel membership helps with that. The angel Reiki school helps with that. Some people take the angel Reiki school to do this as work. Some people just take it because they really want to go to the deepest parts of knowing how to channel messages, which is really fun.
That would be
Yeah.
wonderful. I
Yeah.
know I definitely need to. And now that
No.
I've made a transition in jobs, I have a lot more free time. So I definitely will.
No, that's awesome. Well, I can't believe, thank you for taking time out of your day. It's April 14th. You must be like in the midst of all of it.
I just got done with a very heavy quarter close. So yes, we're getting to the end for sure. So that's
Good,
good.
good. Well, Janet, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to be here with us today, and just sending you so much love.
Thank you so much, Julie. I so appreciate it. I cannot thank you enough. It's been
Oh,
wonderful.
you too.
So.
Oh, my love. Everybody, if you have an angel story, we are definitely looking for you to share them. You can go over to theangelmedium.com and you can submit your angel story over there. Thank you, everybody. Have a blessed, blessed day. Beautiful soul, thank you so much for joining me today. My name's Julie. You know I'm all about connecting you with messages from your angels and loved ones on the other side. If you've been listening today and you're super excited and just have to know which angels are sitting around you now, who's connecting with you, and how they're supporting you, go to theangelmedium.com. Register for a virtual session. You can do a reading with me or a member on my team. We're all incredible. We all talk to angels daily, and we can help you in making sure that your angels are doing the best they can to support you and guiding you to the life you want to live. Virtual sessions, they're only offered on my website, never, never, never offered on social media, only offered on theangelmedium.com. Sign up today. And if you're the person who's really excited, you're ready to go all in developing your unique spiritual gifts, growing your intuition, starting your own healing business, you can sign up for my Angel Reiki School to become a certified angel messenger. That's for the healers among us who feel called to grow their intuition to the max and serve humanity with their gifts. You'll learn energy healing, mediumship, how to deliver angel messages, and business mastery skills. That's the Angel Reiki School. You can find more information on theangelmedium.com or DM me over on Instagram at Angel Podcast with any questions you have. Friends, before you go, connect with your angels by placing your hand on your heart, taking a deep breath. Imagine a doorway filled with God's unconditional love in front of you. I want you to step into that love in front of you. And I want you to feel it as it fills your body, your chakras, and your auric field. Now ask your angels, what would you have me know today? And open yourself to the positive, loving messages they have just for you.